Clerk, call the roll.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Roy Charles Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
Thank you. Our invocation today will be delivered by Reverend Gina Stewart from Lake Country Church. We appreciate very much you coming out. After the invocation, please remain standing for our pledges.
Our God and Father, I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for Judge Whitley. I'm thankful for his leadership. I'm thankful, Father, you have appointed him, anointed him for such a time as this. Father, it's so fitting. It's raining outside. It's your tears. You remember 9/11. You remember this sadness. You remember 17 years ago. Father, it's etched in our hearts because you're the God of the past, the present, the here and now, and you're the God of the future. You're waiting for us to catch up to you. Help us see your vision. Help us see your footprints. Thank you for every man and woman in this room. For Father, you have placed these special people right where you want them to be for such a time as this. Bless today's meeting. Thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Before you, no, you're fine. I just, 17 years ago today, we can probably, every one of us, tell each other exactly where we were when we heard about the first plane hitting the first tower and then the second plane hitting the second one. We are in shock. It has changed our lives, obviously, over those last 17 years. It's just a different world. And I would like for us to have a moment of silence, not only for our first responders who ran into the buildings trying to save folks and who continue to do that on a daily basis, but also for our active duty personnel as well as our veterans who have continued to stand watch so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So let's have a moment of silence if we could, please. Thank you. Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have several announcements relating to the agenda. First, under the Purchasing Department, item 9J3. This is bid number 2018-149. We're going to ask that we hold this particular item for 1 week. Also, we do not have anything in closed today, so we are not going into closed session today. And yeah, that's great. And obviously today is the day that we have a couple of public hearings and then the setting of the budgets and the tax rates for the county, the hospital district, and the emergency services district. So we'll be taking those up in order whenever we get to them on the agenda. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Board members, you have before you the minutes of our regular meeting of September the 4th.
Vote for approval. Second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? Please vote. Commissioner Fickus. Motion passes unanimously. We have one proclamation today, and it is on Hunger Action Month. I believe we have, I saw Charles Boswell. Y'all come on down.
And Bo.
I'll read this into the record. Whereas 1 in every 6 people in the state of Texas struggles with hunger and food insecurity, including 1 in every 4 children. And whereas 13% of American households and 17% of American households with children do not consistently have enough nutritious food to eat. And whereas children from families struggling with hunger may be more likely to repeat a grade in elementary school, experience developmental impairments in areas like language and motor skills, and have more social and behavioral problems. And whereas partner agencies in Tarrant County are allocated food by the Tarrant Area Food Bank, which provides more than 2 million meals over 53 households in 13 Texas counties monthly. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2018 as Hunger Action Month throughout Tarrant County in order to bring attention to the reality of food insecurity and promote ways for citizens to get involved in the movement to end hunger by volunteering, hosting food drives, and donating funds. And further, we do hereby support the Tarrant Area Food Bank in its mission to empower communities to eliminate hunger by providing food, education, and resources through innovation and collaboration for the people of Tarrant County. In witness whereof we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 11th day of September 2018, and I'll move its approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. I want to thank both of you for everything that you do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's get a picture. It'll have to flash 3 times or it won't count. No, get one up here. Keep it back up. Yeah, all right. Floor is yours.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you so much for recognizing what we do and recognizing this month. In the 2 decades that I've been at Tarrant Area Food Bank, I have never felt any wavering of support from the county, from the Commissioners Court, and certainly all the staff of Tarrant County. I believe, Judge Whitley, you refer to this as a great example of a private-public partnership. I certainly agree with you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the help. Commissioner Brooks, thank you for the occasional nudge. And we'll leave you to your business. We're very grateful. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you both.
And I want to thank all of the employees for everything they do to help with the food drives that we have every year. It's tremendous, and it's a great community service, and it just is what we do. So thank you very much. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Court members, you have before you the consent agenda.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 4 public hearings this morning. I'll be doing the first 2, and then Susan All with Community Development will be doing items C and D. So we can go to the public hearings. Item A, we're requesting that the Commissioners Court conduct a public hearing to receive public input concerning the salaries of certain elected county and precinct officers contained within Tarrant County government's fiscal year 2019 budget. Just as a review for the court, this is a requirement by state law that we have this public hearing, and the proper notices have been published.
Thank you. I will open this public hearing and ask if there's anyone wishing to speak to this item at this time. There appearing to be none, then I will close the public hearing.
Members of the court, if we can go to item B. This is a public hearing relating to Tarrant County Government's fiscal year 2019 budget. We're requesting that the Commissioners Court conduct a public hearing to receive public input concerning the county's fiscal year 2019 budget as required by state law. We have published this, and all the proper publishings have occurred. Just for the court's information, the budget itself, the general fund, is established at $554,891,254. The road and bridge fund at $35,061,711, and the debt service fund at $38,284,269.
I will open the public hearing at this time and ask if there's anyone here wishing to speak to this matter. There appearing to be none, then I will close the public hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hall is going to do the public hearings on C and D.
Good morning.
Good morning. For C, we are requesting to hold a public hearing to consider Amendment Number 1 to the Program Year 2018 Action Plan. The Action Plan amendment is required to inform HUD of changes to our original action plan in projects in our action plan. Specifically, Tarrant County received more HUD funds than originally estimated, and one of our community housing development organizations originally planned a project which unfortunately fell through. So we put out another request for proposal, and one proposal was received in this RFP process, where additional home funds will be added to a current project to acquire and rehabilitate 3 fourplexes. So that's 12 units in the city of White Settlement. There's no other action except to receive input.
At this time, I'll open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone here wishing to speak to this matter. There appearing to be none, then I will close the public hearing, and as was stated earlier, there's no action other than to have the public hearing.
That's correct. For D item, we are requesting to hold a public hearing on the draft 2017 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, known as the CAPER. This performance report will be submitted to HUD at the end of the month. In summary of the report, Tarrant County expended a little over $5,250,000, and cities leveraged about $1 million to complete 9 public infrastructure projects and 28 home rehabilitation projects. Also, almost 18,000 duplicated people were assisted in emergency shelters. 35 families were provided short-term rental assistance to prevent homelessness. 3,400 unduplicated youth were educated on bullying prevention in schools. 54 homeless families were provided case management with rental assistance, and 2 multifamily complexes with a combined 140 units were added to Tarrant County's affordable housing stock. An additional 308 units from another 2 multifamily complexes will come online, hopefully next year. There are no other actions except to receive input.
I will open the public hearing at this time and ask if there's anyone here wishing to speak to this matter. There appearing to be none, then I'll close the public hearing. Thank you very much. Mr. Banias.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the court, we can go to the administrator section. At this time, we're requesting that the Commissioners Court approve the compensation, expenses, and allowances for certain county and precinct officers as required by Chapter 152 of the Texas Local Government Code.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the court, we can go to item number 2. We're requesting that the Commissioners Court approve the Tarrant County fiscal year 2019 budget at its highest level cost center and account group categories as follows. The general fund, which is $554,891,254. The road and bridge fund is $35,061,711. And the debt service fund at $38,284,269.
Move approval.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
I think we just relieved, or actually caused great relief for the budget officer. Debbie has done an excellent
She's
job.
smiling.
I do want to stop and at this time just reiterate again how much we appreciate all of the hard work that you and your office put into what we just finished. You've been doing it for a number of years.
Yes.
It is not an easy chore. It is not a chore that wins you a lot of friends. A lot of people throughout this room have put an awful lot of time into what we just finished and what we just voted on. And I want to tell you, and I say this regularly, that I think everybody in this county does everything they can to make sure that when we spend a taxpayer's dollar, that we spend that dollar very wisely and very efficiently. And we don't look at the end of the year to try to figure out what we're going to buy to use up that last little bit of money. And we regularly have the money left over. And I am very proud of every one of you for the work that you do and for the effort that you spend in making sure that we use those taxpayer dollars very efficiently. Tarrant County is a great county. I've said it, I say it every month to the employees in the way they deal with individuals that they come in contact with. But it's also a great county for the way you are so responsible in the dollars that you spend to accomplish what your particular area of responsibility is. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Members of the Court, we can go to item number 3. We're requesting that the Commissioners Court approve the Tarrant County government's tax rate for tax year 2018 as follows. Maintenance and operations, .214135 per $100 valuation. Interest and sinking, which is the debt service fund, of .019864 per $100 valuation, for a total tax rate, which is a decrease in the tax rate, to .234 per $100 valuation.
Your Honor, if I may.
Please.
The legislature, in its infinite wisdom, has prescribed very specific language that one must use in passing the tax rate. It's in many ways counterintuitive that we are actually lowering our tax rate, but I must now make a motion to increase the tax rate because of the growth of this county. Our lowered tax rate will raise more money than our tax rate last year raised. So here goes the squirrely motion. The county's rate is being reduced by 1 cent to 23.4 cents per $100 in appraised value. Tarrant County government will now have the lowest tax rate among the large counties in the state of Texas. This is all good background. However, if that rate raises $1 more than last year, we are required by state statute to make a motion
for a tax increase even when the tax rate is being reduced, which is the case here. The owner of a $100,000 home will actually pay $10 less in taxes this year over last year because of the tax rate reduction. Since I want to reduce our tax rate, I will make the following squirrely motion as required under state statute. I move that property taxes be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 23.4 cents, which is effectively a 1.7% increase in the tax rate, which has been lowered by 1 penny. That's my motion.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the Court, if we can go to item number 4, we're requesting that the Commissioners Court approve the Tarrant County Hospital District's fiscal year 2019 budget.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the Court, if we could now move to item number 5, we're requesting that the Court approve the Tarrant County Hospital District's tax rate for tax year 2018 as follows. Maintenance and operations, .22337 per $100 value. Interest and sinking or debt service at .001059 per $100 valuation for a total tax rate of .224429 per $100 valuation.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go right ahead with those squirrely motions.
Here comes another squirrely motion. The Tarrant County Hospital District currently has a property tax rate of 22.4429 cents per $100 in appraised value. If approved, the hospital district's rate will remain the same as last year. Remain the same as last year. However, if that rate raises $1 more than last year, we are required by state statute to make a motion for a tax increase, even when the rate is the same or reduced. The owner of a $100,000 home will pay the same in taxes this year as they did last year. Since I want to maintain the current tax rate, I will make the following motion as required by state statute. I move that property taxes be increased by the adoption of the same tax rate we had last year, which is 22.4429 cents, which is effectively a 5.1% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations to all of us.
Members of the Court, we can now move to item number 6. We're requesting that the Commissioners Court receive and file the Tarrant County Emergency Services District Number 1 fiscal year 2019 budget.
I move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Members of the Court, on item number 7, we're requesting that the Commissioners Court now approve the Tarrant County Emergency Services District Number 1 tax rate for tax year 2018 as follows. Maintenance and operations, .0825 per $100 valuation. Interest and sinking, .000 per $100 valuation. They do not have any debt service. for a total tax rate of .0825 per $100 valuation.
Now it's my time for a squirrely motion.
Go for it.
Tarrant County Emergency Services District Number 1 currently has a property tax rate of 8.25 cents. It is my desire to act in the best interest of our citizens in the unincorporated area of Tarrant County, which I'm the only one on this court that lives in unincorporated Tarrant County, by maintaining the current tax rate and supporting our fire and ambulance service providers. The owner of a $100,000 home will actually pay the same taxes. I will make the following motion as required by state law. I move that property taxes be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 8.25 cents, which is effectively a 6.8% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
All right, motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Again, thank everyone who I know has worked very hard to get us to today, and I appreciate all of the work that's gone in also by members of this court. Ms. Glenn. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Glenn.
I have two items for the court today. The first item, we're asking the court to receive and file the personnel agenda.
So moved. Second.
A motion is second to receive and file a personnel agenda. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
I haven't had an opportunity to say that in a long time. So the second and final item, we're asking the court to approve a double fill as well as a waiver of terminal benefits in HR. The court may not be aware, but our workers' comp specialist, Charlotte Swint, is retiring at the end of this month. And again, we're requesting the waiver as well as the double fill. We're estimating the cost to the general fund will be approximately $24,000.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Mr. Beecham.
Hi.
Good morning, Mr. Beecham.
That's a nice
Good morning
time,
again.
by the way.
May I make tribute to the University of Kentucky, which is now a two-sport university? Congratulations. Welcome to the
Just because they
SEC.
beat Arkansas doesn't mean they're a two-sport university.
May I make another bold prediction?
Go right ahead.
Billy, you going down? I'll be there. We have 5 items for your consideration this morning. Our first item is a bid award recommendation for bid 2018-134, signing a contract for lime slurry and hydrated lime. A recommendation would be to award a per enterprise basis, awarding to La Hoist, North America of Texas.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 2 is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2018-144. This is a new annual contract for automatic and manual door PM and repair for facilities management. Recommendation would be to award a per enterprise basis, awarding to a company called Southern Automation.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number number 4, another bid award recommendation for bid 2018-165. This is signing a contract for asphalt road surfacing products. Recommendation would be to award a per enterprise basis and discount from list price, awarding to the 6 primary vendors as shown in your court communique.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 5 is, again, a bid award recommendation for bid 2018-166. This is signing a contract for emulsions. Recommendation would be to award a per enterprise basis and discount from list price, awarding to the 3 primary vendors as shown in your court communique.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Our last item is an item in regards to an exemption from the competitive bidding requirements which we are requesting for Commissioner's Court, which is allowable in the Local Government Code, Section 262.024A2. This is an exemption for the purchase of drug standards, controls, instrument parts, non-routine laboratory testing, and consumables for the Attorney's Office. The exemption would be from September 14th, 2018 to September 13th, 2019 if you approve this. Annual expenditures of $250,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Commissioner Brooks?
I've got 2 interlocal agreements that I hope the DA's office has vetted.
They have it.
Thank you. I move approval of items 9L1A through D.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Commissioner Fickus?
Yes, I have an interlocal with the city of Grapevine, and I move for approval on 9L2, A and B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Are there any appointments? There being none, then we'll move on to the claims, including the addendum.
Move approval of the claims including the addendum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including the addendum. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Before we adjourn, I thought he was in here, but he may have left. I believe you promoted somebody or announced the...
Yes, we sent out an email. There he is. Shorty, stand up.
Front and center.
We have a new Assistant County Administration for Legislative Affairs is Russell Schaffner, and he began last Saturday. Very good. And,
Let's see how tall he is at the end of the legislative session.
Yep, look like he'll be baptized by fire.
Is that why we've got the new haircut?
He will be reaching out to department heads and elected officials and start gathering information on any type of legislative ideas. I believe we've scheduled our coming to court within 30 to 45 days on policy issues. Your Honor, that's over. Yes, sir.
And who will be replacing him as our transportation person?
We're working on that right now. In fact, he has been placed on 6 months probation, depending on who we choose.
So he could come back?
No. Commissioner,
Bring in somebody really good.
It was my understanding that his portfolio would continue to include transportation, and he would supervise the new person. Is that not the case?
That's correct.
We still hold him accountable.
There you go.
For transportation.
There you go.
Among other things.
The mobility coordinator is, when that person is hired, will be reporting to the Assistant County Administrator for Legislative Affairs.
Never mind.
That's all we have at this time, Your Honor.
There being no further business, then we are adjourned.
Cool bean.
Wonderful.